The world is gripped by a massive COVID-19 pandemic.
More than 500,000 people have died worldwide.
This is unprecedented in the history of mankind. However, COVID-19 pandemic is not an aberration. Such kinds of deadlier pandemics are going to be a regular feature in future. The reason? Climate change. Such kinds of deadlier pandemics are going to be triggered by climate change in the future. The Earth is witnessing a massive climate crisis. The average global ambient temperatures are continuously increasing. May 2020 was the 44th consecutive May and the 425th consecutive month when the average global ambient temperature was higher than the 20th century average. As a result, the polar ice caps are melting. And it is also impacting the permafrost. Permafrost is the soil and rocks that remains at or below 0 degrees centigrade for at least 2 consecutive years. If more than 90% of a landscape remains at or below 0 degrees centigrade, then that landscape is known as continuous permafrost. If between 50 to 90% of a landscape remains at or below 0 degrees centigrade for 2 consecutive years, then discontinuous permafrost. If less than 50% of a landscape, sporadic permafrost. In the northern hemisphere, permafrost covers 25% of the landscape. Permafrost occurs in 23 million square kilometers area. And this massive permafrost landscape is melting due to climate change. And deadly viruses that earlier remained frozen and hidden in this permafrost are now getting exposed. In 2014, scientists found a giant virus 1.5 micrometers in length from a sample which was radiocarbon dated to 30,000 years. And the scary thing is, when this gradually heated this sample, the Pythovirus sibiricum was revived. Fortunately, this Pythovirus sibiricum virus was not deadly to human beings. However, there are deadly viruses which at the moment are lying frozen and hidden in the permafrost. And the climate change induced melting of the permafrost is going to result in these kind of viruses getting exposed and infect people throughout the world. In August 2016, in the Siberian tundra, in the Yamal Peninsula, a boy died due to anthrax. 75 years ago, a reindeer had died due to anthrax, and its carcass got exposed due to climate change induced melting of the permafrost, and it infected the surrounding water and soil, and about 2,000 reindeer died because of it. 90 people were hospitalized. As a result, authorities later started killing a lot of deers. Russian scientists have predicted that due to the climate change induced thawing of the permafrost, cattle burial grounds will be exposed. Cattle who have died due to anthrax and other diseases are generally buried in shallow pits. All these are going to be exposed due to climate change induced thawing of the permafrost. So a lot of people are going to be exposed because of it. Between 1897 and 1925, an estimated 1.5 million deers had died due to anthrax and have been buried in the permafrost. A lot of people as well as cattle had also died in the past because of Spanish flu, anthrax, smallpox, etc. All their bodies are going to be exposed because of climate change induced melting of the permafrost. We, the human beings of 21st century, we don't have any immunity for viruses that are as old as 30,000 years. Scary, isn't it? And the other major concern is, even if the world somehow manages to contain the global warming to below 2 degrees centigrade by 2100 as negotiated upon by member countries in the Paris Agreement, still 25% of the permafrost is going to melt. Scientists have predicted that the most likely scenario of global warming is 5 degrees centigrade temperature rise will happen by 2100. If this happens, then 69% of all permafrost is going to vanish. That will cause unprecedented flooding throughout the world as the global sea levels are going to rise, and also lot of deadly viruses are going to get exposed. As we saw in COVID-19, in this interconnected world, if a virus impacts people in some particular area, then quickly the entire world gets the virus. If you think we in India are safe, then remember that even our Himalayan glaciers are melting and receding. And our government is also exposing some of these areas by constructing roads, by constructing dams, by constructing power projects, by constructing hydropower projects. Who knows what is lurking below the Himalayan glaciers? As the Himalayan glaciers are melting, all these viruses can impact us. And remember, our big rivers like Ganga, Jamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus, etc. are originating from the Himalayas. And if any virus gets exposed in the Himalayas, then it is going to quickly transmit and sweep us away. Unfortunately, millions of our countrymen have no idea that climate change is going to hit us badly through cyclones, through landslides, through heat waves, through sea level rise, and through pandemics. So please spread awareness among people so that together we can convince government to take mitigating actions to stop climate change. Please don't forget to like, share and spread the message so that people can get more chances of discovering the major impacts that climate change is going to have on us.